The Galactic Academy's central plaza buzzed with activity, as students from 100 different worlds mingled between classes. Crystalline beings refracted light in dazzling patterns. Methane breathers floated in their containment suits, and species of every imaginable form went about their day. Among them walked Alexa Chen, one of only 5 humans currently enrolled in the prestigious institution. Earth had been classified as a Class 12. Deathworld, a planet so hostile that its native species developed in conditions that would kill most sentient beings within hours. High gravity, aggressive microbiology, predator-filled ecosystems, and atmospheric oxygen levels that were literally toxic to most species. The galactic community had been shocked when humans not only survived, but thrived in such an environment. Alexa adjusted her backpack and headed toward the astrophysics wing, her boots clicking against the station's polished floors. At 5'6", she was considered average for her species, though most aliens towered over her. She'd grown used to the stares, the whispers, the way other students gave her a wide berth in the corridors. Deathworlder, they'd mutter. As if she were a walking weapon, she tried not to let it bother her. Nox Velthar noticed her from across the plaza. The Zentari male stood nearly 8 feet tall, his iridescent scales catching the artificial sunlight streaming through the dome above. His species dominated several sectors and had a reputation for military prowess at least. Among species that hadn't encountered humans yet, Nox had cultivated a following at the Academy. Lesser species who laughed at his jokes and validated his superiority complex. He'd been looking for an opportunity to put the human in her place, to prove that Deathworld status meant nothing against true galactic power. "Hey, primate," Nox called out, his translator rendering his words in harsh, mocking tones. "Someone forget to put you back in quarantine?" Alexa's jaw tightened, but she kept walking. She dealt with bullies before, both on Earth and here. The best response was no response. But Nox wasn't finished. He strode forward, his entourage following, and positioned himself directly in her path. His bulk blocked the corridor entirely. "I'm talking to you, Deathworlder. On Zentari Prime, we teach our pets to respond when addressed." "Move," Alexa said quietly, her brown eyes meeting his triple-pupilled gaze without flinching. The crowd around them had grown silent. Students pulled out recording devices. Confrontations were rare at the Academy. Most species resolved conflicts through mediation, or simply avoided each other. Nox laughed, a sound like grinding metal. "Make me." What happened next occurred in less than 3 seconds, though the recording would be analyzed frame by frame across 1,000 worlds. Nox's hand shot out, not a punch. Exactly, more of a dismissive shove meant to send the small human stumbling. His species had bones reinforced with metallic compounds, muscles designed for a high-gravity world of their own. He'd cracked combat dummies with less force. His palm connected with Alexa's shoulder, and she didn't move. Nox's expression flickered with confusion. He pushed harder, now using actual force. Alexa's boots scraped backward an inch, maybe 2, but she remained upright, her center of gravity lower than his. Her bones evolved in Earth's crushing gravity, denser than reinforced combat plating. "I said." Alexa repeated, her voice dangerously calm. "Move." Nox's pride was wounded. In front of his followers, in front of recording devices, the little human had withstood his strength. He pulled his hand back and swung, a full strike this time, aimed at her head. Alexa's training kicked in years of martial arts. The muscle memory drilled into every human child, because Earth was a world where everything was trying to kill you and you had to know how to defend yourself. She slipped the punch with minimal movement. Her reaction time evolved to dodge Earth's apex predators, making Nox's strike look like it was moving through syrup. Her hand shot out and grabbed his extended wrist, her fingers finding pressure points that existed in most humanoid species. Then she twisted. Nox's biology was impressive by galactic standards, but Alexa's grip strength, developed in 1G gravity, was equivalent to a hydraulic press to most aliens. The Zentari's metallic bone reinforcement groaned under the pressure. His wrist bent at an angle it was never designed to reach. He tried to pull away, but Alexa stepped into his center of mass, using his own momentum against him. Earth martial arts had been developed over millennia, refined through countless wars and survival necessities. She executed a basic hip throw something. A blue belt might practice and Knox's 8-foot frame went airborne. He hit the ground with a sound like a cargo container. Dropped from orbit. The plaza fell absolutely silent. Knox lay there. The wind knocked from his lungs, staring up at the dome ceiling while his brain tried to process what had just happened. His wrist throbbed with pain unlike anything he'd experienced. One of his scales had cracked. Alexa stood over him, barely breathing hard. "In my world," she said quietly, so only Knox could hear, "this is how we greet friends. You should see what we do to actual threats." She stepped over him and continued walking to class. Knox remained on the ground for another 30 seconds, his entourage frozen in shock. When he finally sat up, he saw the recording devices, the crowd of witnesses, the way everyone was looking at him, not with respect, but with something between pity and fear. Fear of what the human might have done if she'd actually wanted to hurt him. By that evening, the video had spread across the galactic network. Military analysts from a dozen species studied Alexa's movements, her reaction time, the casual efficiency with which she'd neutralized a larger opponent. Xenobiologists discussed human evolution, the horrors of Earth that produced such beings. Knox sat in the medical wing, his wrist in a regeneration field, watching the recording for the 100th time. 10 seconds. That's all it had taken for his reputation to crumble, for the natural order he'd believed in to reveal itself as fiction. A nurse, a gentle Peluvian who wouldn't hurt a microbe, passed by his bed and paused. "You're lucky," the nurse said softly, "that Deathworlders have mercy. Their planet taught them strength, but their civilization taught them restraint. She could have killed you with her thumb." Knox said nothing. He simply watched the recording again, seeing now what he'd missed in the moment: the way Alexa had pulled her punches, the way she'd controlled his fall to prevent serious injury, the way she'd shown him exactly enough force to make her point, and nothing more. It was, he realized with growing horror, a warning, a demonstration of capability wrapped in mercy. From across the galaxy, on a blue world labeled Deathworld, Class 12, approach with extreme caution. Billions of humans went about their day, unaware that one of their own had just reminded the universe why Earth's motto was simple: